she's just not that into it.
Yeah, me neither.
It's like a guy trying to ask a bunch of girls out, and it's like, I don't understand why girls don't want me.
Oh, you mean like Kevin Simmons?
Simmons.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, he's very much like that, where he'll meet a new girl, and then within a week, she's no longer into him, and I don't understand why
Meanwhile,
girls.
he's in love with her. And he's known her for like 5 minutes.
Let me guess.
Well, there was one girl he was talking to where they were talking for like a week. They had a plan to get together. The day comes where they're supposed to get together, and she disappears, and he can't figure out why. Well, she finally told him why. It was because her ex-boyfriend came back into the picture. And I just looked at him. I'm like, well, she did you a favor then. Like, I know it doesn't feel like she did you a favor, but she did you a favor then, because that's not a mess you want to get involved with, dude. I was like, it complicates shit that shouldn't be that complicated one weekend. Like, because that's, you have to remember, this was only a week, 1 week into the, you two talking. Like, so.
What was the last time he actually had a girlfriend?
He dated some girl that he's living with now for like a month, and then they broke up for no apparent reason, and like not even a month later she had a boyfriend again.
Something tells me that a lot of these times it's just where the guy doesn't exactly have a lot of shit going for him, and I'm not necessarily talking about a good job or anything. I'm just like,
He doesn't have much more than a
yeah,
nice guy personality.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I told him. I was like, you have to understand, being nice is not enough. There's quite a lot of guys that are really nice guys, but being nice is not enough. You have to have more. You have to give more. I was like, because if you think that being nice is good enough, it's like you're doing the bare minimum to get by. That's what that breaks down to? Like, because that's basically what it shows, is that you're doing exactly what you think you need to do to be able to get a girlfriend. I was like, who's gonna want to date you if that's what you're on? Like,
it used to be so beautiful.
Don't assume if
I'm
a
sure
girl's
it
talking
was.
to you that, ooh, we're dating. That's
right.
not how that works.
That too. Like,
and the problem I have with Kevin, which is something I visit every time it's Kevin's birthday, because we're reminded that it's Kevin's birthday, because I met him when I was drunk. So I go out on a date with him. When I was sober and started talking to him, he got controlling and told me that I wasn't allowed to drive us on our date because he drove her instead of us. I'm not comfortable being in a vehicle where I don't have control unless I've known him longer. And I, at that point in time, didn't know how buses work, and I didn't want to be stuck where we were at. So it's just like, if you're not willing to either let me drive there myself or drive us, this isn't going to work. And I basically looked at Dennis and I'm like, he doesn't have the looks to pull that power card and have it be okay.
Let me guess. He doesn't. Does he not view relationships as like a partner?
I don't. Well, my thing is, it sounds to me like he very much believes that, the gentleman's got to take care of everything, kind of thing. So my guess is yes, he doesn't see partnerships as an equal thing, because it's like, yeah, when he pulled that shit on Adrian, I'm like, that's not okay, because that essentially traps her where you want her. It gives you essentially full control of the situation, and on a first date, you can't have that.
I'm more of let's go to a coffee shop, let's eat somewhere where we like both eat and both bad. But he wanted to bring me to the zoo, Minnesota Zoo. It's all the way out in Apple Valley. And I'm like, for someplace that far away, that's quite a bit of gas. And I want an out if I need to.
Do you think he's ever gotten?
Hell no.
Well, he's had quite a few girlfriends, but the thing is he treats girls like if he's nice to you, you owe him something. If he's nice to you, you know, he wants there to be a relationship. He wants to reach that threshold because he's looking for what his dad had with his mom. And I'm like, I get that, but you can't force that on somebody. If the attraction doesn't go both ways, you're pushing something that the other person doesn't want, and it turns out to be very uncomfortable, slightly sexual assaulty.
This is definitely one of the hardest things to accept as a young guy, because I went through this, not quite like that, but I know what that's like.
Yeah.
To the nth degree, because quite frankly, I was never successful with girls. Even now, like I can do much better now. It wasn't until I had sex, even if it was paid for,
Right.
that it did. What do you call it? I didn't have girls on a pedestal, but my idea of sex, my idea of was finally brought down. Like the hammer down finally came on.
Yeah.
But you really do have to treat women as if you don't own them. You're not entitled to anything. You talk to them as a person. You feel them out in a way. But ultimately, it's a partnership, and you're talking to another human being.
Right, but I view dating as an interview process. You're interviewing this person to see if they work, and if it doesn't work, then you just go your separate ways. He's kind of viewing relationships like an internship. He thinks he's in you regardless, and it's just like,
Well, that's the other thing I was telling him too. Is like you're straight up like
I feel
you're
so
like me.
baby.
Because it's like I've done this before too. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I haven't been this guy, before myself. I was like, but you're definitely doing this thing where you're like, we're interested in each other, therefore we're dating, and it's like you can't do that. Like I used to do the same thing, and I did it where the girl I was talking to, I literally looked at her and said, do you mind if I tell, all my friends and, whatever that, we're dating? That you're my girlfriend. And, the girls would always tell me, other than Adrian, the girls would always tell me no. Because we're not. Which we're not, But
Kevin does go on a date with you or whatever, that is more like an intern. Like, the only guys who can truly pull that kind of shit off is if you're rich, you're in great fucking shape, or you're only a lot higher than most guys can ever attain. But even then, that's a whole different culture.
well, yeah, and it's just like the reality is no real